Hey, I am live. What is going on? It's time for another episode of Reggie's Expressions. How you doing? Happy Sunday. You know what? One thing I've learned about this social media thing, and one thing that I've learned about just how to navigate, being a content creator is there's no real rhyme or reason to it, you know? Sometimes you can be methodical. You just have to be consistent with what you decide you're going to do. I'm hoping that this time, um, well, my podcast recorded great, but the video that I did for my YouTube channel, which is Central Florida Notaries, by the way, Central Florida Notary, Central FL Notary. Okay. Um, it is I recorded it last week and the sound went out halfway through, and I had no idea. I wasn't any bit wiser. But yeah, we're here and we're queer and we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five. How you guys doing? So, if you are here in Florida, you are aware that there is an impending hurricane that's supposed to come ashore on early this next week. Supposed to be a category 4 hurricane. Now it looks like it's going towards the Panhandle instead of hitting up through Tampa. But we are going to get a lot of rain being here in Central Florida. Um, the governor, which I will not mention his name because I don't like that, he did declare the state a state of emergency. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, but it's definitely coming to us this way. And I recommend if you haven't got your stuff, you haven't got any water, you need to go do it. Go get some stuff if you don't have stuff that's left over from previous years. Make sure you go out there and get that because what we don't want is for you to be out here just not being able to eat and drink water because those are the things that go first. So make sure you have your resources and stuff up. The name of it is Hurricane Ian. And yeah, that's supposed to be happening on Wednesday. So, what is this episode going to be about this week? This week's episode is going to be me going more into detail about what I did this summer. Last episode, it was just really kind of an introduction to me being back and how much fun I had while I was gone and stuff like that. What I have been doing, but not into great detail. And I'm just excited to be back. I'm spinning a lot of plates right now because not only do I have my podcast, I also have the Facebook page, Central Florida Notary, Central FL Notary. I have Eternal Unions and Reggie's Mobile Notary. And then I do have a private Facebook page called Central Florida Notaries. So there's been a lot going on. During this summer, I had a notary meetup that went really well, and I forged a lot of good friendships. One of those friendships being Ayana Lugo. She is of the Crafty Notary. She has become a really good mentor and friend to me with helping me out with the business and keeping me on track sometimes. And Burjo, Fully Love also, they're I would like to call them business owners and friends because they took me in kind of sight unseen and was able to share, their knowledge with me a little freely, and I share my knowledge with them freely also. So I'm looking forward to learning and growing more with those guys. What's up, Bruce Leroy? What's up? I'm looking forward to learning more from those guys because they have a lot of things that they implement that I think just makes them good business people and just good folks all the way around. So shout out to them. Not only to them, Courtney Baldwin, Latanya Brown, we got Linda Evans, we got Charlene, we got Sharice, Shanice, I'm sorry. We got Shannon. She's out there doing her thing. Shout out to Erica. There's a whole bunch of people that are on the site that's always, commenting and sharing their knowledge about their experience of being a notary. And I have to say thank you to those guys. But you guys already know that I'm a notary. I've been a notary now almost 10 months. I became a notary in January. I put my application in December, and it's been quite the journey. You know, the beginning of the year, I started, did not have no clients, and wondering how in the hell I'm gonna do it. And now I have over 9 weddings performed. I have over 80 something loan signings complete, and I do general notary work on a pretty consistent basis. I did one yesterday, or a loan signing I did yesterday. I have one scheduled for Tuesday that's coming. Um, I became a parent midway through the season in the beginning of the year. Y'all got the chance to meet a little one. I've been doing a lot of parenting, and yeah, to be honest, it has been a challenge. It challenges you in a lot of different ways. And I was thinking about this earlier. Even though my stepmom was, she was kind of like a mother, kind of like a mother. She was my stepmother. She is my stepmother. I got a lot of parenting from her because, my mom was mentally ill, and me staying with my dad, she was kind of the female parental role. When I tell you there are so many damn things and shit that I say that she said when I was a kid that I say now, man, it is hilarious. You know, my stepmama used to say, I can show you better than I can tell you. She used to say that all the time. And I say that all the time when I'm talking to my son about stuff, man. It's crazy. Because these children think they know. They think they know better than folks who've been here a lot longer than them. But what I've learned as parents is you have to also let your kids fall too. You got to let them fall, and you got to be there to pick them up. And you can't allow your ego to stop you from doing that, because if you don't, then you're going to start to raise pretty hardened children, and you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to raise kids that become resentful of you because of your, arrogance or whatever you've had with helping them when they needed help. So that's what me and Carlos are learning now. And shout out to him because he had his parents' pants on yesterday, and I was so proud of him and so happy to see, him lay down the law, when it came to certain situations. Um, but yeah, shout out to him. He'll get a chance to see this and hear this later on in the replay. But parenting is not for the faint of hearts, and it does require a lot of commitment and exhaustion and compassion. My parents, unfortunately, were of the era where compassion wasn't something that was given, which I think our generation, my generation is, we're now tasked to fixing those, generational curses and traumas that we've experienced growing up. Some of the themes that muted us as people that is showing up in our adult lives now. We're doing the work to clear that stuff up, and it's definitely ruffling feathers. I want to say a shout out to Taylor Drayton. That girl, every time I see her social media, she's always dropping knowledge about, themes and stuff that parents taught us as a kid that we didn't realize was toxic, but is, and how it affects us as adults now. And I just thought it was funny, with my stepmom. I called her today, she didn't answer, but I wanted to talk to her. I was like, girl, do you know how much stuff you say that I say? Like, it's just funny. It's hilarious. And we've had a little bit of a tumultuous relationship, but I will have to say that we've worked on a lot of the stuff. And the biggest thing, and I've mentioned this before throughout the podcast on things when I talk about stuff in my past, is when you start to realize that your parents are humans too, you allow yourself, you allow them grace, and you allow yourself to really understand that life is hard, man. It's no matter who it was, and they did the best they could. That's all you can do, right? So, um, but yeah, this year has been a theme of just working on being the best person I can be. I did end my therapy after 4 years of going to therapy. It was something that my therapist and I came up with after just kind of thinking about some of the things. I think the reason why I was in therapy for as long as I was, was because I did not use the tools in which I was given. You know, I was stuck in being in the moment of being hurt and misunderstood and all these things, and I wasn't using the tools that I had, which is to be honest with yourself and make sure that you're being realistic and don't stay with the upset and anger. Get that out. Honor your frustration, but at the same time too allowing others to be able to honor theirs. And I have been able to get back to me, and I've become a lot more analytical. I've always been analytical, but even more that when I'm in a panic state, I'm able to kind of talk myself through getting past it and not being stuck on the panic, or realizing that this bad moment doesn't define my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Having these conversations within myself to let me know, to understand and know that life is hard, but it ain't always hard, firstly. And then secondly, that you know I have the proper tools and I have the mindset to be able to handle anything. um I know a lot of folks, sometimes we and there's nothing wrong with that, but we first off, I want to say that God will never give us more than we can handle. But how do we really know that that's the case? You know what I'm saying? What if what you are experiencing is what you can handle or you can't handle, and you need help with trying to get past it? And sometimes I think religion doesn't always go into those corners and those spaces. I think religion sometimes can be very surface value when it comes to dealing with problems. And your problems don't go away when you look away. They're still there. You just have to deal with them in a logical manner, and that is facing them head on, and doing your best to learn the lesson that needs to be learned through the experience that you're going through. Because bad things are going to happen regardless of who you are. Bad things happen to bad people, bad things happen to good people. That's just the way that it is. And the only thing you can do is really change how you see that bad situation. You can let that bad situation define who you are, or you can let that bad situation be a stepping stone to what the next step is. So there's that. So I've really been going back into tools, into my therapy. I want to say back in June. I've been doing really good. Sometimes I feel like I do need to talk to somebody, but if I needed to get some type of therapy, it's just a phone call away. So it's not like anything that I'm not able to do. Um, and my therapist also got a different position, so it takes them out of the realm of being able to treat me. And I really didn't want to start with somebody else, going through that process. And I've learned a lot. I've been in therapy, for a number of years. The last 4 years being the most consistent. I've been in therapy, and off and on in the last 15 years. I kind of know the process, and I know what I should be doing, and I'm a lot more critical of myself. And I have to trust myself to know that I got me. So, but what else? So being a parent, we talked about that. We had a situation where our son did, and we're currently going through a situation where our son did something that we didn't necessarily agree with. We kind of had to lay down the law. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but like I said, it was very good to see Carlos kind of stand up and assert his I wouldn't say dominance, but assert his position and stand firm in it. It was great to see. We're still going to marriage counseling. That won't change. I think we still got some things in the marriage that we need to figure out. Um, and we have a session coming up in December, because we definitely do need to live more life right now. um, things are going well, but we still need to have somebody to wrangle us in from time to time. As you guys can tell, I'm a big advocate for therapy. I recommend it for everybody, but everybody might not be too open to doing so. Um, the business has been doing really well. You guys knew I was also talking about loan signings and all that other stuff, but I didn't talk about how I got into the idea of weddings. Well, the idea of weddings was grown out of the idea of me trying to figure out, like, what am I going to do next? Because at the end of the day, loan signings are slowing down. They're not happening as frequently as they should or as they were before because of the market. And that's cool, But at the same time too, I want my business to be successful, so I need to be able to pivot. So I pivoted to weddings, and it was a great pivot. Um, I had known that notaries can do, just through the training, that notaries in Florida can solemnize marriage, but very few decide to make it a business, and that's what I decided to do. And it really was grown out of a conversation that I had very many years ago when Carlos and I first got married. The idea of, hey, being able to marry folks that look like us, us being, openly gay couple who wanted to get married. It was something that he and I that I talked about and I really wanted to do, and I set on the back burner, and then it came up as an opportunity again, and I said, what, let me just listen to this. And I did put a little bit of I did put work into really advertising with it. I completely transformed my website from it being the radio stuff, or not radio stuff, but the podcasting, over to the wedding things, and then the notary stuff. I also really dug in and started advertising my Yelp and Google pages. I got linked up with this website called Thumbtack. I also signed up for Wedding Wire and The Knot as well, because I was like, if I'm gonna be in it, I'm gonna give this my all. I'm gonna put my all into all of what's going on, and I'm really glad that I did, because looking at it now, from that decision in July, deciding that I wanted to go fully face first, or head first. um, it was, I'm looking at what I have on Facebook. It was, a good decision. It was a very good decision that I made. Um, and Since that time, I have booked 20 weddings. 20 weddings have been booked, and I've made a good deal of revenue um, in the weddings. So that lets me know that there's a demand out there for it. I just need to continue to hone my craft, and that comes from making sure that I'm ready at all times. Practicing, 3 to 4 times a week, standing up in front of, holding a mic, enunciating, getting scripts, researching the customers, doing all those things that it takes to maintain and maintain a business. I reach out to my clients fairly regularly. Even if their wedding is 7 months away, I still reach out to them and talk with them, and make sure that they're good to go. I'm constantly being around, other business minded people um, who are all about making sure that their business thrive as best as it can. And this stuff really comes out of thin air. I really believe that when it got down to me actually booking my first wedding, all the blood, sweat, and tears that I had created, months prior, that was just the fruits of that labor. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of showmanship involved when it comes to putting yourself out there. And I can't thank Thumbtack enough. As much as I despise and I am frustrated sometimes in terms of like having to pay for leads, I can't stress it enough how successful I have been able to be because of the spaces that Thumbtack has put me in. And it's definitely been worth, every lead I've paid for. I've been able to capitalize off of that, and and just be in spaces that I never thought that I would be in. One of my weddings next week is going to be, a high-end wedding, and it's going to be 50 plus people, and it's going to be in Port Charlotte. So I'm very excited about that experience. I'm very excited about I'm just excited in general, and I'm looking forward to having that. Um, my whole month of October, as I've said many times, is booked. I literally do not have any more days to be able to do a wedding because of the timing. You know what I'm saying? So it's all worth it, and it's enjoyable. This thing is I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world, and I'm grateful to God to be able to have this experience, uh, to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that's always been in me. I've heard when I was a kid, preacher, 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 preacher. Being gay, I knew that wasn't possible. But I was able to, I think this is kind of my way of being able to honor that, not living for what other people say, but realizing my potential in that this is something that I'm good at. So why would I not focus on it? You know what I'm saying? Why would I not want to focus more on trying to be great at it? So yeah, um, that has happened. That is happening. And I am grateful for every experience that I have and every person that I met, which is why I'm so freely with the pictures and stuff. And it's really a family affair because on days that Carlos can come, he comes with me, and we just work it out. You know what I'm saying? It's a family business. My son, he goes out, takes pictures. His girlfriend does too. And Carlos's best a good friend Anna, she's cool as shit. She's out there doing her thing with the photos. So it's really kind of a family event, if you will, when it comes to marriages. So if you're looking to get booked, all you got to do is go on over to Eternal Unions Weddings and Reggie's Mobile Notary and check us out. You can book us and see what we have to offer, see which package works out the best for you. So we have something out there for everybody. All right. What else? So with the notary stuff, I came up with the idea of doing this, the Central Florida notary Facebook page, and that one, the organic growth I think is absolutely amazing. I think there is value to seeing, a black male like myself, um, doing things like that. But that one, I'm going to be honest, it can be. I had been doing it weekly, doing a video every week, but it is a grind, I will tell you, to get those videos uploaded and shown and shot, and make sure that sound is great, and make sure you don't lose the audience and all that other stuff. And I haven't really figured out the algorithm of YouTube, because the algorithm is never in my favor. Sometimes I might do reels and stuff like that, and I will notice really quickly that my reels hit, on Facebook. I there have been a couple times where I've been on new content pages, and people, I've gotten an influx of followers just based on that. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the short form video that works well. I've reached my stride when it comes to the podcasting. I don't really, I know I have my audience and I know people listen, which is why I continue to do this. And it was not a question on if I was going to continue. I knew I was. Um, it's just the YouTube side of it, doing videos and stuff like that. I don't know how to do the flashy stuff. I should probably take some time to learn. But even with that being said, Ayana, who's the crafty notary, she even struggles sometimes when it comes to maintaining. Like right now, she has 1.5K followers. And she said it took her a while. It took her a while to be able to get to that point. And, for me, even though I feel like I found my niche and I have conversations to talk about and value to be added to the conversation, it's just really difficult sometimes to get the momentum of doing it. Normally, I get up bright and early on a Sunday and I get it done, but I'm a little discouraged today because it's like, oh, what if I record and the audio is out and it's bad and all this other things? I just, the stuff that you tell yourself when you're down, your mind tells you, no, you shouldn't do this. You're already fuck this up. So why are you doing it and that kind of stuff? You know, ain't nobody gonna watch, ain't nobody gonna listen. And, you know, you go and look at your numbers and it's like, shit, no one listened. And then, you know, you're like, you know what, whatever, I won't do it. Um, but my YouTube, I'm gonna choose a different day to do it. I'm gonna probably do it after work tomorrow, and we'll see. Um, you know, the good thing about doing this here is I can actually record it and then upload it. I can do the same thing with the podcast or with the video too, but yeah, I, I don't know. Don't give me a hard time. So yeah, that's been cool. What else? Choo 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 choo. Um, what else? I We do have a cruise coming up in November. I'm really excited about that. Looking forward to that happening. I am. I guess I'm working so hard in the month of October because I know that's coming up, and I know I want to have less spending money so we can go and some of these excursions and stuff like that. So I really want to. I mean, this will be the first and only vacation that we take this year because I think Carlos and I are both kind of almost out of time when it comes to vacation. So there's only so much you can do. So, um, so yeah, shout out to that. I'm very excited about that. I hit my 4-year anniversary with the company that I work for. I'm very excited about that. That's cool. It's been a great company. It's been fun working for them, and I'm glad I made that decision to work with the company. What else? Yeah, business is going good. Everything is going well. I probably do need to get a hold on this social media stuff. I'm gonna have to talk to Burjo and Ayana and see what things they use because I know they have like an application where it allows them to be able to um, plan their social media, and I want to be able to do the same thing because I want to get that time back. I want to be able to get that time back and my day with doing that. So got the iPhone 14. I think y'all knew that last week. Got that, and that's cool. It's a really good phone. I'm really disappointed about the battery life, to be honest. I was expecting the battery life to be a lot better, a lot that it would last a lot longer. But I'm still finding myself having to charge it prior to um, prior to the end of the day. Um, Dogs are doing well. Kari has a parasite infection, unfortunately, and we had to pay for a really expensive vet visit for him. And they give him these shots to help with his scratching, and it works for a couple weeks, and then it comes right back. So, you know, we're trying to figure out how to attack that because he's such a cuddly dog. He loves to be around you and loves to hang out, but he can't because of that parasite. And they say it could potentially be contagious. Have you guys been watching any good TV? I'm in love with uh, Reasonable Doubt on ID Channel. I absolutely love that show. Very good show. Right now, I'm obsessed with Dahmer. Um, Even though I knew the stuff, I remember him. I don't remember the impact that it had on the people in uh, Wisconsin, the Black folks in Wisconsin. And it is 10 episodes right now. We're on the beginning of episode 9. And it's been a quite an interesting journey. I've gone down a rabbit hole, looking at some of the old interviews and trying to find the people that they've named in the show. Um, like Glenda Cleveland, Tracy Edwards, Ronald Flowers, those people. It's been interesting to kind of learn and understand that also. um, but yeah, go and watch those two things if you're interested in watching television. Grownish, I think, ended New Amsterdam is back on, which is one of me and Carlos's favorite shows. Love New Amsterdam. But our TV is starting to come back on. 911, 911 Lone Star. Because me and Carlos, we TV guys. We love to watch some freaking TV. Riveting TV. I love me a documentary. I love me some civil rights movement type shit. To learn stuff. I love a thriller. I love mind, bending situations that are like amazing. It's absolutely fun for me to try to find. Uh, excuse me, Medine. When was this? I need to buy that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now because I can't. What else? My dad lost his phone, but we found it, so that was good. And that's that, man. I mean, I ain't got no complaints about the things that have been going on in our lives, and I'm just allowing them to happen and being grateful for it. And then when things slow up, I just remember the good times. My therapist, last few sessions, that was one of the things that he said to me too. And that's what life is about. Not staying in that frame of mind. A lot of times folks do with pain. They let the pain define them, and they're coming from a place of pain. They don't understand that stance is defensive, coming from a place of pain, that they forget to let go of the pain. The pain is a lesson to be taught, not something to be held on to, not something to remember not to do because you felt pain. The pain is there to remind you that things happen this way, but it's a part of the process. You know what I'm saying? And we have to make sure that we're living our lives to the fullest. I said this before. I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive in life. And that's what I think my 2022 has been. I'm thriving. I know humbly sometimes I don't completely, I'm not completely open about my experience, but I'm going to be honest here. I think it's absolutely fucking amazing to be able to, decide that you want to become a notary and wedding officiant and do really well first year. I know that's rare. And I know I have friends that, their experience was a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I also know that it's extremely rare to, also have people that you've trained because they see the value behind what you do. You know, I also know that there aren't many people who can go in and have the successes that I have. Now, I don't think that I'm an anomaly. I don't think that I'm a situation that can't be duplicated. All it takes is blood, sweat, and tears. You do have to do the work, and that's what I'm learning. And right now, I'm reaping the benefits of the work that I've done in the past to be able to come what I am. You know, and no one can take that away from me. I've done 9 weddings in 2 months. My very first wedding was August 1st, 2022. I have 9 weddings under my belt. Nine. 9 ceremonies under my belt that I've done. And people praise. They're like, thank you so much. Awesome. You did well. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful. And I got to start reveling in that more. I don't want to be arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Arrogance is success with ignorance mixed together. You're successful, you don't know why you're successful, so you're now thinking you're the best. No. I think I'm a good, strong contributor, and I'm great. I'm good. I'm good at the human interaction, the experience of people, and being able to put that into action. I'm good at that. And each ceremony has made me better. Every ceremony I do has made me better, and I look forward to them. Sometimes I do get down because last week it was slow. I didn't really get a lot of signings, or I didn't really get a lot of things. I didn't get any weddings that were done. I had a few clients that paid me early. That's good. I would have liked to have been able to book a couple more weddings, but hey, you're gonna have your ups and your downs because that's the way business is. And I'm learning to cope with that. I'm learning not to get focused on why I ain't getting customers. I'm focusing on, hey, you ain't get customers. That's fine. But what you did get is more time to yourself, more time for you to be able to make things better and be the best. So when you do get that other one, that price is justified that you pitched to them, you know? So I'm thankful. And I know being in this podcast and having this podcast also, there's, to be able to have 6 seasons under my belt, episode 80, or the 80th episode, I'm sorry. It's not episode 80 because it's episode 2. That's, a lot of people would have quit by now. I know that I'm a part of an elite group of folks when it comes to podcasting. So I'm grateful. I'm thankful to God. I'm thankful to you, Lord, that you have given me this gift, and I want to continue to give as best as I can. So with that being said, guys, that is all I got. Okay. I will be back next week. I don't know if it'll be the same time or the day before. I don't know. We'll see. But I definitely will be releasing another episode. I don't know if it's going to be on video, though. I know today is. But, maybe I don't have any guests lined up this season. So whoever comes forward and decide that they want to be on the show, because I'm open to having any type of conversation out there, you're more than welcome to come through the show. You guys can DM me, you can message me, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. You can find me there, and just let me know and we can set something up. All right. So have a good rest of your day. I appreciate all of you guys listening. You can find me on social media at Reggie's Expressions. That's REGGEE' Expressions. You can also find me at Reggie's REGGEE_Expressions on Instagram. The first one, Reggie's Expressions spelled out. You can find me on Facebook there. And you can also find me at Reggie's Expressions on YouTube. Okay. And if you're interested in deciding that you want to become a notary, you can just search up Central Florida Notaries, and that's plural. And you can come and join us and get some of this knowledge that we have here in the state of Florida, because I am a notary in the state of Florida. So enjoy the rest of your day. Love talking to you guys. It's always been good. And thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.